It's not as famous as Alcatraz or Sing Sing, but standing in its shadow, you can feel the power of the old Ohio State Reformatory.
The Ohio State Reformatory was in existence between 1896 when it opened and 1990 when it closed. 154,000 men and boys passed through the institution in that amount of time, and it was actually a reformatory, not a prison, in the early years. A reformatory actually incorporated 3 ideas. The concept was you brought minor offenders into the institution. Originally they were 16 to 21-year-old boys. They were brought in. First of all, they were given a high school education. Second of all, they were taught a trade skill. And then third was religion, and that was the reformatory concept. You were given all of the tools you needed to go out and be successful in society.
I think they were down the stairs going down there, and then they were doing something and they could hear somebody screaming up here.
What's your name? Al. Need help getting out? Give you 3.
I get the feeling that sometimes in violent places or places where people have been in despair or anguish, some of their despair or anguish rubs off on the walls or even becomes embedded in the walls. And as I walked along, particularly the whole corridor, ghostly hands began coming out between the bars at me. And I had to walk a line between those hands and the wall, a very narrow line, because I don't want to be touched by anything in the reformatory. I know at the time it was considered to be a very good prison. It was considered to be a very progressive prison, and some of the inmates used to come back on tours and say, "Thank you for putting me on the straight path." So it wasn't a place of despair for everyone, but that seems to be the overwhelming emotion for me that I'm picking up, is this anger and despair and violence. The Ohio State Reformatory for me is one of the scariest places I've ever visited. I really don't want to go back.
I'm never afraid in this building. I can walk in here at any time and I'm never uncomfortable at all. It's just such a beautiful building that you're completely comfortable.
Beautiful? Sure, in the daytime. At night, it's just plain creepy. And for some people, that's the attraction.
We offer ghost hunts. Ghost hunts are paranormal investigations, which are serious but informal. You actually can come in at 8 p.m. at night, bring your own photographic equipment, and spend the night walking through the building documenting the paranormal activity.
I have never been to the Ohio State Reformatory after dark. I've never taken part in any of the ghost hunts. I would be very, very uneasy going there at night. The interior of the prison is so large, and the area you'd be roaming through is so great, anything could happen.
So we complete our tour of the old reformatory by lamplit ghost hunt. Now, they do these about 12 times a year, and anyone can participate, from armchair ghostbuster to true paranormal scientist. And there's definitely some kind of power presence here. Now, people vary on what they experience. Some people's batteries die in their cameras, others have strange flashes on their film. Some people feel someone tugging at their hair, at their sleeve. But one thing's for certain: you never know what you're going to find in the next cell.
Doug, I think you need a little more time in solitary.